Right, this is going to be a long video, I know it will, so if you just want to skip ahead to the parts that you care about, maybe you only want to see all the collection continuations, maybe you just only want to look at all the clothing and armour, look in the description right now, it's all listed there, so the option is available, and with that, good evening Rust Skin enjoyers, I hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the Rust Workshop Skin Checks. Yes, over the past weekend, and as of Monday of course, we've seen some very, very, very interesting skins, oh yes indeed. And basically, the main intention, the sole focus for this video will be looking and then trying to identify all the collection continuations. We're here, as I said, with a financial perspective to try and identify potential investments. Alright? So, in short, this is how it usually works. If we were to see the likes of a collection continuation being accepted in a future Rust store, typically we also tend to see the pre-existing skins from the same collection having a bit of a spike in demand and spike in price. Oh yes, yes indeed. So, if we can identify all the collection continuations today, we can discuss whether it might be a good idea to potentially jump in and invest into them. And hey, if it does work out, we do see the skins being accepted, well, we'll potentially be walking away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. It's as simple as that. So yeah, let me put it this way, there's a lot of very interesting things that have had continuations, and I think you might have been spoiled a little bit. But anyway, before we proceed, I'm pretty sure quite a few of you are probably asking, Hedge, how have you managed to get all those skins in a nice orderly fashion? Well, it's because I have a followed authors list, and if you'd like to set one up for yourself as well, all you got to do is just look in the top right corner of this video right now. There'll be a special card that would have appeared. If you were to click it, it'll navigate you to a video which will showcase the different ways in which you can build up your own followed authors list. So consider giving that a good look. Right, okay, so I'm sure many of you are aware we will be using the likes of scmm.app to help us give a good visual in regards to maybe if you do or don't want to jump in and invest into these collections. As we progress with this video, you'll see it as we go along with every single collection continuation. And of course, you should be aware that there was a new TGG's top picks list put out. Now, it's a bit confusing with the current situation at the moment, so let's just dedicate a bit of time. I'm not 100% sure if we're having a second week of Easter, so I'm sure many of you are aware. With the previous Rust store, we had a nice batch of Easter skins. But in total, there was, 130 submissions? Well, if we just quickly go over to here, we can quickly confirm that. TTG's Easter list was right here. And as I, had a big fuss about, there was like 80 deployable skins that were submitted. If this was going to be a situation where there was only one Easter week, there were only two deployables accepted. So we shall see. It might be a case of, yeah, we're just going to get a second week of Easter, because Easter this year is March 31st. It would make sense if we have a second week of Easter, because it'll roll over, and then of course we'll go back to normality with April 4th swipe. We shall see. But at the very least, you should be aware of all the skins that are being submitted. Now, I'm under the assumption skin creators were supposed to take a break off last week. But they didn't. They didn't. We made a video. We've already discussed most of these skins. A few more have popped up. New skin creators have jumped in. So give it a good look. Make sure you get a good idea of what potentially could be accepted for the likes of maybe this week, or more likely April 4th swipe. But of course, now we need to go ahead and actually go look at the newest skins. I just want to point out there was no video this week. Hope you get better, Mr. TGG. Right, so here we have all the new skins. We're up to 109. Have I properly organised these? Let's just go ahead, and yes I have. Oh yes I have. Good, good, good. Right, so with what we have, I will quickly point out the link to this collection will be in the description, so if you want to follow through as I go through all these skins, by all means, or if you want to go through it at your own time, by all means, you do as you wish. But we're going to jump in now. We're going to start discussing all of the deployables, then of course weapons and tools afterwards, and then lastly clothing and armour. Alright, all good? Shall we begin? Let's jump in. First of all, what do we have for the deployables? It is a locker skin, produced by Mr. Kaiden. There's a lot of words there, but I don't want to read all of them, sorry. But yeah, get a good look at that. We don't get many locker skins. Even the skin creator himself was a bit surprised by this, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. I know lockers aren't exactly super fun to make skins for. I'm aware of that. But at the very least, if you think, yeah, we could do for another one. It's been, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Have we actually had a locker skin accepted this year? I don't think so. Well, if you like it, by all means, consider voting yes or no. And hey, if you really happen to like the skin, you could even go to the comment section, offer some nice words, keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. Or if you don't happen to like it that much, but you could see where they could make some changes, offer some constructive feedback. Be nice, concise, and straight to the point. And you never know, at some point in the future, if they want to make a version 2, they'll probably incorporate your feedback. And hey, maybe that's what leads to them finally getting it accepted. We shall see. So your choice is up to you, but at the end of the day, best of luck to you, Mr. Kaiden. And as I said, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. All right, then. We have a lot of rug skins. Yes, we do. Let's go grab all of those. Yes, yes, yes. And here we go. So, first up, we have the mesh furnace. Now, I'm just going to be straightforward with this. I don't think that's going to be okay. Yeah, I know we had the likes of the spiderweb rug and whatnot, but that was a holiday skin, and that's where we tend to see a bit of leniency. But hey, maybe Face Punch will be okay with this. But I will also point out, I've seen many different varieties and versions of this type of rug skin before. I'm a bit 50-50, but hey, it's up to you. You have the vote. So you, Paul, we'll see what happens. But at the very least, guys, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you. What do we have here? The curtain rug. Oh, wow. Mr. Confusion's gone a little bit creative. Yes, if you just want to, hide away, cover the windows and whatnot. Wow, you got the perfect looking rug skin right here. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's pretty cool. Rug skins being used more like decorations and things you put on the wall. Hey, at the end of the day, it's fine. No one's really complaining. Are you? Well, if you like what you see here, if you think that's very silly, goofy, and you'd like to have it in your base, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Confusion. Okay, next up, what do we have right here? It is the wallpaper Pookie Bear rug. Oh yes, so again, more decorative pieces. It would be nice if we actually have wallpapers added, and I think that's actually happening. So this actually might be redundant, MM and CD. I do think wallpapers are actually something that are going to be appearing on the horizon. I'm pretty sure we've seen that being mentioned on the likes of the Rust commits, so always keep an eye on that, I'd always say. But yeah, if you like what you see here, if you think, for now, that'll do with me, I want to decorate my base and make it all nice and cute, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. And you can see how they slowly built up the design. Very nice. Right, next up, toilet paper. How's that going to be good? How's that going to be helpful? Well, I mean, if you need to wipe the wall or something else, maybe it might come in handy. Actually, no. If you do put it on the wall and you might have a bit of a disastrous moment where you don't have any toilet roll left, it's going to come in clutch, Just use your wall instead. Spare your socks. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Ref. Gentlemen, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. And yes, based on what you see there, I'm pretty sure he's leaning into the idea of, hey, you could use this as camouflage for your base. Ooh, so it's up to you. Right, next up we have 3 varieties of this navigation rug. This is produced by Solitra, and hey, I'm not opposed to it, but honestly, by default, I think Face Punch should have things like this. If people want to be really creative, set up some goofy things with bases or, race courses and whatnot, you would need things like this, wouldn't you? So, I mean, that's more of a thing Face Punch should be setting up, but at the end of the day, if you're satisfied with these, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Solitra. Right, scrolling down, we only have 1 furnace this week, 2 sleeping bags, 1 small box, and a few large boxes, and what will be our first collection continuation to talk about today. But first of all, here we have She Stole My Banana! It is a goofy-looking monkey-themed furnace, and hey, it is what it is. It's silly, it's goofy, too strange, I'd say, but hey, that's my own personal taste. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you just want banana, right? So, why is it on the back? Oh, wait, that's a tattoo. It's a tattoo. Okay. I thought, okay, anyway, moving on. So, yep, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Xenia Paris. All right, next up, what do we have right here? It's the Snakebite sleeping bag. Oh, yes, get a good look at that. Nice and green and glows in the dark, it appears. Does it glow in the dark? You haven't actually specified if it glows in the dark, or not. You do have to do that. I mean, you could just edit it real quickly and say it glows, and yeah, that does glow. Yeah, you have to point out if it glows. It's a rule, but a lot of people don't even bother with most of the rules, it seems. So regardless, if you want to have a nice dark green sleeping bag, which might be very useful putting outside, but then again, the glow-in-the-dark eyes might not be super useful. Regardless, at the end of the day, if you like the design, if you approve of it, if you like how it's slowly built up right there, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Sonot. And what do we have here? Why, it's the Khokhloma Sleeping Bag. Now, I do believe this is actually a version 2. Let's just quickly go find out. Yeah. All right, so this is in fact a version 2. We should be well aware that the likes of... Actually, no, hang on a minute. This is... Okay, this doesn't appear to be a version 2. This actually appears to be a different version. Or rather, it's the same thing, but it's just a non-glow version. So, okay, let's just go back a fair bit. I'm sure many of you are aware the likes of the small box and the large box that we've had accepted, but this was submitted not too long ago, and as you can see, this does glow. But but they didn't submit during the same week a non-glowing version. So, EOKA, if you watch this, you are allowed to submit during the same week a non-glow and a glowing version of the same skin. That's totally fine. You're allowed to have alternates, variations. So as long as the skin itself is the same, but you just have a slight different change, whether it's transparency, glow in the dark, or maybe a slight colour change, totally fine. You don't have to do a completely separate week. I'm just saying. What I'm kind of actually saying is, whilst you have this, you could resubmit the glow in the dark one as well. So it's the same thing. It's just, yeah, you get the idea. So regardless, we can talk about the likes of the Khokhloma set. So we've only got I can't remember how to play. How do you spell it? It's there you go. Right. We've had 2 storages, and unfortunately, both of them have started to go down in price. Now, initially, when I looked at the likes of the large box, oh no, something's gone wrong. What's gone wrong? Oh, no. Right, if you could just give me a few minutes, I'm going to quickly fix this, but for the people watching the video... Alright, sorry about that. Over the past few weeks, I've obviously managed to avoid maintenance, but over the past few weeks, the clocks haven't really aligned properly in terms of clocks changing in America and in my country, the UK. They will be changing soon, but yeah, that was maintenance. I didn't realise. Whoops. Well, anyway, here we are. So, Khokhloma small box and, of course, Khokhloma large box. Now, both of these are doing okay. They don't have ridiculous quantities on the Steam market, but like most skins at the moment, they've gone down in price during the Easter dip. I've made a big fuss about this. Go take a look at all skins at the moment. You might notice they've gone down in price since the likes of January time, but that's normal. Happens every single year. But that also means maybe it might be a good time to consider jumping in. If we do potentially see the likes of Khokhloma collection building up to being an even bigger collection, well, that might potentially cause the likes of these to spike in demand, spike in price, and then from then on, as we lead towards the likes of the summertime, they might only do better. So it's something for you to consider, of course, but with the quantities being this low, I'll be honest with you, mate, it doesn't really look too bad for it to rise back up in price. And, it is really bright, these 2 boxes. The proposed brand new sleeping bag doesn't even glow. We shall see, but so as long as they keep putting out more skins, I'd feel inclined to believe that we'll probably see this collection flourish and probably have even more accepted. At the moment, it's down, but maybe, as I said, the perfect opportunity to jump in and grab some. I can see this doing better, and with more skins being accepted, I would expect that. So, yes, it does look like it's going to potentially be a nice investment. The choice is up to you, but let's move on to the next skin now. Here we have the likes of the cheese storage. I'm not sure if this is actually a continuation. We've had cheese skins before, so that was made by Michael. So if I go look for cheese, we've had a cheese sheet metal door, and this... Oh, yeah, I think it is. Michael? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, how's the cheese door doing? And the answer is, not super great, unfortunately. The cheese has not done well, unfortunately. Right now, it's only at 64 pennies. But if we end up with a full-fledged cheese deployable collection, my word, it would be ever so delicious. But overall, yeah, no, regardless, as long as you see more skins being accepted and you see a deployable collection being built up, you can assume that you would see the likes of the previous skins spike in demand, spike in price. But you wouldn't really see anything major happen. Oh, yeah, the door's right there. You wouldn't see anything major happen until you get, like, many skins. Much like we just looked at with the likes of the Khokhloma collection. When you get to about 3 or 4, that's where you start to notice some improvements in prices and whatnot, and that's where you would start to see the likes of spikes in demand and spikes in price with the pre-existing skins. So yeah, we need to see some more, but they're putting an effort in. Would you like to have a cheese box in your hands, in your base? Would it like to smell nice? Would it smell nice? Anyway. If you like it, please consider voting yes or no. But at the moment, I don't think I'm going to jump on to the likes of the cheese door because, well, I do still need to see more. Right then, so best of luck to you, Mark again. If you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Next up, what do we see? It's an attempt for a storage collection. Mr. Cavenci's given it a shot. Based on what I'd normally sit here and say in regards to a storage collection, where's the special 4th ingredient? I don't see a special 4th ingredient, so that's that. That's my thoughts. So, cool. If you like it, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. But, it's just the normal type of storages that you tend to see with these. Moving on, what do we have here? It's the Purple Nightlight Large Wood Box produced by Prima. Get a good look at this. As you can see, it glows in the dark. Very nice. Very cool. Yes. Get a good look at that. Very pretty, very pretty. So, if you'd like to have something brighten up your base, do you like the moon, the stars? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Prima. And what do we see right here? Why, it's a collection continuation. Not too long ago, we had a very cool looking garage door being accepted called, or what was it, Oil Rig? Was it? No, Hedge, how have you already forgot? It literally only just came out. There you go. It was called Blocky Rig. Right, so Blocky Rig, I can't help but assume the new skin would probably be called Blocky something. It would probably be like Blocky Cargo Large Box. So, yep, that's cute. Only 30 listings on the Steam market. But this sold for what price? This sold for $2.49. Oh, no, that's fine. So it's $2.46. Okay, yeah, no. Low quantities. Price is exactly the same as what it sold for in the Rust store. I think that actually might work out quite all right. Now, I should just point this out. This did about 30,000 sales. Yes, bare minimum. Whoa. And then quite literally afterwards, another garage door was accepted, so that kind of caused problems for that initially. However, as I've just pointed out, if we see this potentially being accepted, well, things would definitely get very interesting. A potential brand new themed deployable collection, I think that would turn out pretty nicely. What do you reckon? So, glows in the dark, has many interesting little features, as you can see. On the top, you've got the cargo, but on the sides, you've got like the people, in their little boats and a submarine, getting to the cargo and whatnot. So that's cute, that's silly, and if you like that, if you like what you see here, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. But in regards to wanting to make an investment, now, I'll be honest with you, if we do see the collection continuation appearing, the large box, I can't help but assume that will be spiking in demand, spiking in price, but I know for a fact a lot of people bought it, and I can't help but assume if we do see the storage being accepted, yes, it will go up in price, but it'll probably go up for a bit, and then people unload all of their stock. So it's up to you what you do, but I feel like it's going to be more positive than negative. So yeah, you could consider grabbing one once you still can. It would be for a little bit cheaper compared to the price that you bought it for from the Rust store, so why not? Give it a shot. And yeah, like I said, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Kicker. Let's move on. Right, so let me just close these and these. Alright, there we go. Scroll down, what do we have next? It is a wooden door. And then we have sheet metal doors. Lots of sheet metal doors. Tons of sheet metal doors. Guys, we have so many sheet metal doors. Why do we have so many sheet metal doors? I've just noticed there's a wooden door right there. Let's go bring that over to here. So, Wait. That's a new one. Wait, heck. Dunk? What are you... Okay, well, let's just go over with this. All right. So, Anubis Dunk has produced a temporary wooden door, which, from what you can see there, it's fine, straightforward pattern, wooden door, yeah, cool. I'm not super crazy in regards to wooden doors. They tend to not be very nice investments. It's all based on, do you even use it that much? Not really. And again, it's kind of themed towards that. Temporary wooden door, yeah, you're only going to have it for a while. Well, with what we had here, he's produced a glow-in-the-dark version, which is nice, which is cool. But then he's going to make a third one, which I don't know anymore, like... Why have you suddenly added so much more? Okay, sure. It's a bit out there. I don't really know what the theme is anymore now. I can't... It's like strange art you'd see in a museum. I don't fully understand what I'm looking at. But regardless, it's kind of all the same skin. So if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no for whichever one you preferred. And they do have gifts down here showcasing it and lighting. So yeah, best of luck to you, Mr. Anubis Dunk. Let's move on. So let's get started with likes of sheet metal doors. What do we have right here? Mr. Rotten Man has produced a map sheet metal door. This is pretty cute, kind of emulating what we'd see in our maps. And if you look at it at night time, you can see all the vending machines glowing in the dark. And you've got like the lighting from the lighthouse giving off a nice light, a glow in the dark, with the lighthouse in the background. Pretty savvy there. That's a pretty cool idea there, Mr. Rotten Man. So yeah, it's a glow in the dark map door. Do you appreciate? Do you like? Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Rotten Man. Next up, what do we have right here? It is the garden metal door produced by Dejima. Get a good look at that. That is a really cool looking door for like a sort of, I guess you could say, apocalypse style sort of like sheet metal door, like, you know, many rundown houses, remember The Last of Us, and then, you know, remember how all the buildings looked and whatnot. You can see that, I'm sure. Or just a rundown old house that's been abandoned. Yeah, think like that. That's cool. So yes, you might notice that smashed window. Yeah, transparency. Very cool creative usage of that. That is actually, you know, bonus points there to Jima. And I don't know if you've had a skin accepted before, but I'm sitting here saying I think you've got a very good chance. Now, I think you have a second version, if I'm correct. I'm not sure if I have it on me right here. Let's just go double check. Yes, there is a second version. Yes, all right. So there was the original version doesn't have the smashed window with transparency, but the second one, which we just looked at, yeah, so that's got like a black sort of outline fill in, so yeah, I'm sure you understand that. And then the one that we just saw a minute ago, this is the one you can actually see through. So please consider voting yes or no for whichever one you prefer, and it's as simple as that. Yeah, so best of luck to you, Mr. Jima. Very cool looking idea. Next up, we have the Luxury Wings metal door, produced by Lodi and Luigi. That's the only thing I have to show. So, if you like it, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, what do we see here? It's the Lion Love sheet metal door. I don't think I love lions. I'm not sure. It's a bit silly, I guess you could say. It doesn't appear to glow in the dark or anything. So, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Shaki. What do we see over here? It's the Battle Scarred sheet metal door, produced by Holodno and Kolotinsky. Get a good look at this. Oh, let's get a better look at that. There we go. Perfect. Right. Okay. Quite a lot of detail put on there. Nice usage of the lighting to be the glow in the dark. So if we hop over to here, you can see that in game. That's looking nice and stand out. And how about at night time? As you can see, pretty good glow in the dark if you're wanting something like that. So if you are a fan, if you like what you see, do you have a video or anything? No? Okay, just wanted to double check. Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's see what happens next. What do we have over here? It's the cranial sheet metal door produced by Camouflage and Yanlar. Get a good look at this. So very nice, very bejeweled, nice and cool. Yes. And then you got over here all the images in game. Nice and shiny, very cool trim on the sides. What do you reckon? Well, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Next up, we have the Gallery of Horrors sheet metal door with the glow-in-the-dark eyes. Wow, stands out very nicely, doesn't it? This is produced by Slavny. Get a good look at that. Let's get a good look at it during the day. Yep. So if you're a fan of this, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Slavny. Then over to here, we got the Soul Reaper sheet metal door with these gifts that we can see. Well, it's hypnotizing. Produced by Falco and Alloy. Get a good look at that. I will sit here and say this, guys. Doesn't this kind of look very similar to your Punk Jack collection? Why not just continue your Punk Jack collection? Come on now. Yeah, give it a good look. I mean, like, everyone's making a double sheet metal door now. Why not just make a Punk Jack sheet metal double door? I'm going to regret saying that because I can envision that'll probably be accepted. Oh no, our investments. Well, it is what it is. But yep, I like it. I think it looks cool. But like I said, you already have the Punk Jack collection. Why not just continue that? That's like it's not even a criticism, it's just like my own opinion. So, hey, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Alright, this is a kitty. You will appreciate the kitty. That isn't transparency, by the way, that's just a cat flap. Do you have a cat? No? Well, I mean, someone could probably raid you by squeezing through that. If they could fit, I wonder. So, yes, this is produced by Hyper Monster. Get a good look at that. You can see how they slowly built up the kitty. Why is he drooling? Oh no, I didn't realise that. Dribbly kitty. Anyway, if you like the dribbly kitty, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Hyper Monster. Right, we do have a few more sheet metal doors, and some of them are in fact continuations, so I will change that and fix that later on, don't you worry. Okay, next up we have the Moonlight sheet metal door. This is produced by Fuff. Get a good look at this. It's probably best that you don't shine a light on it. If it glows, just point it out. So, yep, there you go. That's what you can see, and that's what it looks like during the day. So, if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Faff. Right, here we go. We can discuss the continuations that we see right here. Number one, for the first sheet metal door continuation, we have the Damascus sheet metal door. Now, if you can recall, Damascus does, in fact, already have deployable skins, or rather, skin. Damascus has the furnace. Now, I know very recently we just completed the full set with clothing and armour, and we had problems in regards to the amount that's sold here compared to here, but it's seemingly recovering at the moment. These are slightly doing a bit better. The kilt recovered, but the furnace never really changed, which was awkward. That sold for $2.49. Now, why am I only really talking about the furnace? Because with deployables, you tend to only really see deployables having a spike in demand when you get a new deployable skin being accepted. It's not too hard to comprehend, I'm sure. So with what we have here, I will just sit here and say this. I don't expect much, to be honest. I'm very sorry to say it, but I mean, yeah, I could see it improving. There's only 34 on the Steam market. It's not too far off to start rising up in price, but I don't think we're going to be able to match up to its $2.49 pricing. Now, if you can recall, this did look very nice, very cool. With its design, when it lights up, it kind of like really brightens up and shows the pattern off. So I always thought that was really cool, but unfortunately people don't seem to have really taken notice. So not to put too much focus onto the likes of that, but if we do slowly see this develop into a collection, I could see it working out quite all right. And I will point out there is a glow-in-the-dark version of this, and it does look very cool. Like, that stands out very nicely. So if we get a whole bunch of doors with that type of pattern, with that type of glow, fair enough, that actually might work out quite all right. So we shall see. But with only the furnace at the moment, I feel like we still need to see more. But, by all means, if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no for the Damascus sheet metal door, and best of luck to you two. But I should point out, they do have competition. For what you see right here is the polished sheet metal door, yes. Polished Obsidian, definitely not Blackstone. Is it? Oh, kaboom. Lovely, awesome. So yes, all nice, black and shiny, doesn't glow in the dark, no mention of that. So, yes, if you think maybe you'd prefer to have some polished obsidian skins, well, let's go take a look at those. Polished obsidian. Come on and show me them, please. Right, we've only got two, really? I swear we've had more. No, we've had submissions, not acceptances. All right, there you go. So we've only got a polished obsidian furnace. It's another furnace. All right, so we've got to go take a look at this one now. Don't you start playing games with me, Steam. Thank you. Right, it's listening. So, as you can see here, this has had a bit of a weird... It's been a bit strange, this. Basically, people who own this, they weren't selling below $2 for a very long time. It's awkward to say that. I'm sorry. But I don't think this has, like, actual genuine demand. Like, people just would not list it below a certain price because only so many people bought it. So slowly, gradually, as time has gone on, yes, it has now gone below $2, but to sit there and, like, at first glance, you might sit there and say, oh, wow, it's retained its value very well. No, I think people just weren't really listing it so low, and you also might notice, I don't think people are really buying it that much either. 11 have sold today, and they've been dumped, it seems. Oh, wow. See how it's gone down? But if we were to see more deployables being produced and accepted, maybe, just maybe, we could see some very nice things happen, you know, just around the corner potentially. Well, there have been attempts. But we've also had Easter, so maybe we'll start seeing some more polished obsidian skins being accepted after this. We shall see. But I need to see more. Exactly like Damascus, I need to see more. So, for now, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no, and best of luck to you two. Nice little gif here, showcasing the boom. Awesome. Right, let's go ahead and take a look at some garage doors. Then I think we have one set of armoured door. Yes, one set. Is that correct? English, I understand it very well. Alright then, let's just proceed with the garage doors. What do we have here? It's a video. I always appreciate a good video. I'll make sure to watch them. So if you ever are a skin creator and you make yourself a nice little video showcasing something, I'll go through the efforts and actually looking at it. So what do we see here? It is something I've seen before, I'm sure. I remember this. I made a joke about it. Because it's like art. You know the common trope of a haunted house and the eyes move on paintings, but it's actually like someone behind the walls looking at them. It seems to be that. Also, the glow in the dark, that does look very cool. I will give it that. That does look very nice. So this is produced by Emperor. Look at the eyes. And this has transparency and glow in the dark, which I'm sure you can see there very easily. Yep. So, yes, if you're a fan of that, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. But I do believe there's a second version. This is the version 2. Is it this? One of them glows, one of them doesn't glow. So they both have transparency, but this one doesn't glow. So, yeah, again, alternates. You're allowed to have alternates. Make use of that. So, best of luck to you there, Mr. Emperor. Gentlemen, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no, and we shall see what happens next. All right, this is the Toxic Wolf garage door, continuation of the Toxic Wolf collection. Right, over to here. So this is produced by Zinc, and I can't remember who else. I'm very sorry. We'll go take a look at that in a second. Toxic Wolf has been around for a good 2 or 3 years now. We've had a variety of skins, such as weapons and deployables. No clothing and armour, unfortunately. There were attempts, but hasn't really succeeded in that. Maybe Zinc could give it a shot now. We shall see. But yeah, we've had 2 deployable skins already. They're not holding up very well. That is awkward. But how do they look on the Steam market? Let's go give it a good check. So right now you can see the sleeping bag only has 63 quantity on the Steam market. That's not too bad. And over to here, the sheet metal door, 75. That's not too bad, but it's not been very in demand. When this came out, like a year ago, it just went down and it never really recovered. Too much surprise. It's a very cool looking door, but it just went down in price instantly. Like, very cool glow in the dark, but nope, people didn't care for it. So that's a shame. But looking at the brand new garage door, do you reckon that might stand out quite nicely? Do you think you could appreciate something like this? Well, I will sit here and say, at first glance, more specifically in terms of the financial side of things, I'm a fair bit worried. I don't think people care too much. I like the design. I think that looks cool, but again, I thought the same in regards to the sheet metal door, and it just went down. So I'm being a bit skeptical. If we were to see that being accepted, maybe we might see a nice push for the likes of the other skins in the collection, more specifically the deployables, but we shall see. I think I'd wait it out. But regardless, if you like what you see, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Zinc and Ganya. That's the one, sorry. Right, next up, what do we have? It's an Armour door. It is produced by Dragvlad and Mr. Norma Van. Get a good look at this. That's a cool looking mouth right there. That's pretty cool. So it looks like they're building up some sort of ritual-themed door set. Maybe it's going to turn into a full deployable collection, we shall see. But this is the non-glowing version. This right here is the glow-in-the-dark version. What is drooling out their mouths? I do not know, and I don't want to question it. So, yeah, it's developing into a very cool idea. If I scroll down here, do we have, yep, the slow process and showing how it was slowly built up. And yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. Keep up the good work. I'm sure you'll potentially be getting acceptance soon. And yeah, so if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Let's see what happens next. Now, sheet metal doors, sheet metal double doors to be precise, yes, hey. I will sit here and say this, very recently we had a lot of sheet metal double doors, didn't we? After a while, they've actually recovered quite nicely. Now, I lean into the idea of, I think that happened because we stopped getting so many sheet metal double doors. Now we're starting to see a lot more people producing sheet metal double doors in the workshop. I don't blame them, because, you know, with so many acceptances and they sold well, it does look appealing. So, of course, other skin creators, they're making moves and they're making pretty cool ideas. So what do we have right here? A very nice, straightforward, not too crazy sheet metal double door with restrictive glow in the dark. I know it says restricted area. Whatever. Yeah, if you were to stand in front of that, I don't think everybody would be able to spot you, which might be interesting and useful. So that's for you to consider. So yeah, very cool sheet metal double door right there, Mr. Koa. Let's see if it works out. So if you happen to be a fan of the nuclear bunker doors, I said drops, sorry, doors, nuclear bunker doors, don't drop in it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Koa. Next up, you do have some competition. It is the Blazebound Skull double door produced by Golden Dreamer and Cobra. You can see how they slowly built up the design of the skull. But yeah, get a good look at that. This also happens to glow in the dark. It's a bit more brighter, I guess you could say. The whole door glows in the dark. But hey, if you're a fan of the design, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. Let's move on. What's next? It's the Bunker sheet metal double door, produced by Henon. There are 2 versions of this. I believe one is glow in the dark and one isn't. Let's just go double check. So this right here, as you can see, it glows a faint bit. Doesn't encompass the whole door, maybe. But yeah, you'd have to double check that yourself if it were to be accepted. But yeah, cool looking style. But the second version, what makes this one different? I do believe it doesn't glow. Doesn't mention it though, that's the thing. Oh yeah, no, we can confirm that. It shows it right there. It would be better if you showed it in pure, pure pitch black, but yeah, whatever. We can see that. So yeah, if you happen to be a fan of this, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Henon. And lastly, going a little bit over the top, are we? Mr. Vase and Cubist with a very cool, stylish-looking Shadowborn metal double door. Now, what was it? A week or 2 ago, we had the garage door. That also looked very nice and very cool. But now we have a sheet metal double door, and they are different. I will point this out. It's not the same thing plastered on a different, door. No, that is a completely different art. All right, we'll quickly prove that in a second. But yeah, That looks really nice, and of course it glows in the dark, which you can see right there. But just to quickly confirm what I mentioned, yes, the garage door was in fact different, so yeah, just wanted to confirm that. So yes, if you happen to be a fan of the likes of that sheet metal double door, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too, and that just so happened to be our final deployable skin of this week. So I will now sit here and ask you, out of all of these deployable skins that we just went through, which one happened to be your favourite? Which one do you think has a very good chance of potentially being accepted in an upcoming Rust store? Feel free to comment below. I'm going to take a real quick break and then we'll move on to the likes of weapons and tools. Just over here. There we are. Okay. Alright, let's return and talk about the likes of the weapons and the tools. So first up, quite a lot of hammers, and I'm not too surprised by this. So if you are fully well aware, of course, with the likes of what we had with the recent Rust store, the Easter Rust store for 2024, we had a nice little Easter chick hammer being accepted. Now, it's special because it's the first hammer skin to be accepted in a Rust store for 2 years. So, no matter what, I still bring it up. I thought I don't have to bring this up anymore, but I guess it's relevant to what I'm talking about because, as you can see here, some other skin creators have taken notice and thought, well, you know what, maybe I could see if I could get my hammer skin accepted. So let's roll in, let's jump and talk about the likes of the bump hammer. Yes, so a nice cool looking glow-in-the-dark hammer produced by Mr. Hessian right here. You can see how they slowly produced the original version, because you might remember this is actually a version 2. If we can go back just a few weeks, you might remember we had the bump hammer there. Well, now we have Bump Hammer Glow, and whilst it's red in colour during the day, at night time, whoa, that's a bit of a parallel, a change, but still very stylish and cool. So if you're a fan of this, if you like what you see, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Hessian. Next up, this is a very strange looking hammer. Vladimir and Mr. Hello have produced a very strange looking pig hammer. You've got the face, the ears, and the tail with the nice rosy cheeks right there. Lovely bit of bacon. But, well, look at it. Look, it's a bit uncanny, isn't it? But hey, it's something, you know. I'm not complaining. We just had an Easter chick hammer being accepted. What's stopping from having, you know, a happy pig hammer? So, hey, if you like it, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. This doesn't appear to glow in the dark, so that is what it is. So best of luck to you two. Let's move on. And gentlemen, I brought this up when I first talked about the Easter chick hammer, and I'm not surprised to see it again. So quite some time back, Sir Q, he went ahead and made a hammer from hell with, you know, from the likes of his From Hell collection, which has been around for about 5-6 years now. Various very interesting cool skins that have been accepted over the past few years. Last year he got quite a few accepted, and maybe, just maybe, this could be the beginning of another batch being accepted this year. Now, like I said, this is technically a version 2. This is the second attempt at seeing this, whether this will be accepted. Like most From Hell skins, it's glow in the dark, as you can see right there. Very nice, very cool. But will it actually be accepted? Will we still stand with the trend of, well, maybe we won't see that many hammer skins this year, or maybe we'll only have like one hammer skin accepted from a Rust store from here and now every single year. We shall see. I don't know. But, hey, I mean, maybe it might happen. I will sit here and say this, with all these hammer skins, with a very long time not seeing one in a Rust store, they all ended up in the positive. If we suddenly start seeing tons of hammer skins being accepted now, will that probably turn around and end up, you know, causing many other skins to go down in price? Well, it kind of happened with the Thompsons last year, didn't it? So, but hammers are different. You're always using a hammer. So, we shall see. Now, we should question the Hell collection. Will we see any spikes in demand and spikes in price if we were to see a new skin from the Hell collection? Oh, there you go. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't expect it. So, with what we saw from last year, all of those skins didn't end up very nicely, which was a bit unfortunate. But they have gone down a fair bit with the likes of the Easter dip. During the summer, maybe things will improve. Not all of them, but maybe it'll be a bit better. But yeah, with so many skins accepted right here, there's 22 in total. This is one of the most what's the word to say, successful skin collections in Rust in terms of acceptances. No, I don't think a hammer skin is going to magically cause all of that to spike in demand, spike in price. It wouldn't happen, no. Sorry to say. But individually, it would be very interesting because it would be the first glow-in-the-dark hammer for a very long time. However, we have had like Twitch drops and whatnot given away for free, so nah. But yeah, regardless, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sir Q. Scroll down a little bit more, we got the likes of a Pirate Machete, an Ice Pick skin, We've got a bow and a crossbow. So, what do we have right here? Camouflage and Barurik have produced a pirate machete. I mean, I think it's, well, I mean, you could say machete, actually. I was going to say cutlass, but no, that's not a cutlass sword. So, yeah, it's all battle-worn, broken, damaged, scarred. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Pretty good, you know, render and whatnot. So, if you like what you see here, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Next up, what do we see right here? It's the Flesh and Bone Ice Pick. So, quite recently, we've been seeing quite a few attempts at the likes of ice pick skins. We haven't had an ice pick skin accepted since 2018. So technically speaking, it's been 6 years. Whoa, it's been a long time. Well, if you think something like this would look pretty cool in your hands, if you think, oh yes, I need to just go pull someone's spine out and attack rocks with it, well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Voodoo. What do we have right here? It's the Diamond Bow, produced by MDE. Mr. MDE recently has been trying to develop a brand new collection called Diamond Collection. So far, he hasn't had any accepted, which is a bit unfortunate. But what we see here, get a good look at that. It doesn't glow in the dark, no mentions of that or anything. If you think that looks cool, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. MDE. And what do we have over to here? This is the Advanced Crossbow produced by Aimed down the sight, what do we see? Aim in advance. He wrote down all this stuff. He's cheating! He's cheating with his exam. Anyway, so, yeah, it's cool. That's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. Grounded in terms of its overall design, but maybe not every single skin needs to be super crazy and colourful. So if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Yeah. Right, let's scroll down a little bit. We do have a continuation. We have 2 continuations to talk about immediately. Oh, and 3. Oh, right. Okay, so we got quite a bit to talk about. What's this? It's the Bullseye EOKA from the Bullseye collection. So, from what we can see here, Mr. GXT Face recently has returned, and he's been producing a whole batch of Bullseye skins again. I'm pretty sure most of you can remember the likes of the Bullseye collection. Originally, it was all pinky and red. Well, now it's slightly started to turn into the likes of the green. So we've had a green Bullseye AK-47. I'm under the impression that if he gets another one of these accepted, he'll probably change the colour again. Nothing wrong with that. A bit of variety. It'll be pretty interesting. So, with what we have here... Oh, no. Wrong way. With what we have here, I don't think we had an EOKA skin accepted so far this year, have we? In fact, it's been a long time. When was the last EOKA skin to be accepted? Let's just quickly remind ourselves. It probably might be a year. And the answer is, we had one accepted back in May 2023. It's been a long time. It's been about 10 months. All right, fair enough. Maybe it might be a perfect time to see the likes of a brand new EOKA skin. Maybe Mr. GXT Face has just, you know, got this out at just the right time. Maybe. Anyway, we need to talk about the likes of the Bullseye collection. Now, by default, weapon-only collections, you've heard me say this before. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the time, you should expect them to suffer. It is what it is. If we were to see like clothing and armour and deployables being produced and whatnot, we could see things turn around for it. But when it's only weapons and tools, that is the expected outcome. Negative 57, negative 27, and of course, negative 52. It's unfortunate, but that keeps happening all the time. So regardless, if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, if you think, yeah, I would really like to get a nice brand new EOKA skin, then hey, maybe the Bullseye EOKA is for you. So please consider voting yes or no. But in terms of, is there anything to invest into? Not really, no. So best of luck to you, Mr. DXT Face. Let's see what happens next. And immediately, straight away, we've got another continuation. This is the Bismuth SAP. So over the past several weeks, we've been seeing a lot of Bismuth weapons. I look forward to the idea of seeing them being accepted, but Easter happened, so we've had to wait a fair bit. Nice, cool looking aim down the sight. If you look to it on its side, you can see all the nice colours, the coloration, the design of the bismuth. That looks cool. So, yeah, let's just quickly remind you, we've had various attempts for weapons very recently, and in the past we did see the likes of various deployables and whatnot. Wildcat, I would recommend, you know, doing a version 2 of all your deployables. You don't necessarily have to change them, just make another attempt and trying to get them accepted. But yes, Bismuth collection. There is only one skin, and there's a sheet metal door. And that sheet metal door is very cheap. Bismuth! Sorry. Bismuth door. Come on, show yourself. Thank you. There we go. It's cheap. It's not doing very well, unfortunately. It is not showing up because Steam is not working properly, and it's making me mad. Good job, Steam. Thank you. Right, so, yes, 55 cents about. Yeah, just about. Yeah, it's not doing super great, but maybe more skins could help it out, probably. Would a weapon skin help it out? Don't really think so, but hey, if it gets a nice bit of variety, it should still work out in the end potentially. But yeah, that's been cheap for a very long time. Look at its sales history, you can see for yourself. So yeah, bit awkward. It's the only skin, and no, I don't think that's going to be worth jumping into. What am I doing here? Sorry. So yeah, Bismuth SAP. I like the skin. I'd like to see that being accepted. We shall see. Best of luck to you, Mr. Wirecat. If you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. And yeah, let's move on. 3D printed Python. Well, get a good look at this. Produced by Dipsky. Yeah, it's nice and cool. You can see how all the plastic's been formed and whatnot. That's a nice touch. Good job there. Right, aim down the sight. What do we see? Faint blue. That should be okay for most environments. All right. Not too crazy in terms of its design. It's more of a theme with the likes of the 3D plastics and whatnot. So if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Debsky. And what do we see over here? It's the Upstreak Python. This is produced by Mr. Gavahu. We've got a gift there. So yes, get a good look at this. I'm thinking it's supposed to be some sort of roulette style or something. I think so. It looks like it is. I might be wrong. I actually don't know what the theme is. Well, if you know, feel free to, comment below, tell me. And yeah, you can see the aim sight seems to have a bit of a nice white aim sight right there. So if you're a fan of this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Kavahu. And what do we see right here? Why, it's the return of the copper collection. And I think this is actually a second attempt with the Python. So get a good look at this, get a good look at that, and let's go remind ourselves of the copper collection. So it's in better days, unfortunately. What do you mean? Well, look at it now. Come on. Oh, God, there you go. Now, some of the skins are down quite a fair bit. Some not so much. We've had some weapons over the past year. Unfortunately, as you can see right there, they're not doing super great at the moment. The clothing and the armour isn't doing super great. Gloves are doing all right though. There was an attempt at the likes of a sheet metal double door, which I thought looked really cool. Mr. Duck considered doing another attempt at that at some point in the summer, I'd reckon. But we've returned to the likes of doing another Python skin attempt, and hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally fine. But based on what I've seen with the likes of that collection there, I don't think a Python's going to be the magical thing that causes everything to go back up in price again. It's had a bit of an awkward time, it seems. A lot of older skins have been going down in price recently. As I said, Easter dip. So if you like what you see here, if you'd like to see more of the copper collection, if you'd like to see it being revitalised and whatnot, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Duck. Right, and what do we see over to here? The likes of the Collateral Damage MP5. Pretty cool looking, scratched and scarred. Colour's a little bit worn out, but hey, it's been in the wars. It's been used a lot. It's seen things. So yes, cool looking design, pretty colourful. This is produced by Chris and Medell, and if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you two. And what do we see over here? It's the reinforced frame MP5 produced by Mr. Verona. Get a good look at this. Cool looking pattern, cool looking design, nice looking silvery metal trim. Do you like this? Are you a fan? Well, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Verona. Alright, what do we have next? We've got a pump shotgun, and we've got some interesting looking... that's in the wrong order. Right, let me move that there. Okay, so, whoops. Alright, so I've got some more cleaning up to do. My apologies. So, what do we have right here? It's Sendox's old gold pump. We've got a video. It just spins around. Let's go get the 1080p and get a good look at that. So, yep, nice and shiny, pretty cool. And how many pump shotguns do we normally get accepted every year? Well, there was a bit of a quiet period of time, but last year I think we had 3. So far this year, I don't think we've had one. So maybe this could be the first, and maybe it could be Sendox's first ever skin to be accepted. We shall see. If you like the design, if you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sendox. And what do we see right here? Well, that just happens to be a continuation of the Black Gold collection. So, yeah, every year now we probably get 3 or 4 Black Gold skins being accepted. They appear every now and then. Mr. Bear Trip and Hulk doing a pretty good job with filling up all of the collection. Very, very successful, I should point out to you. And yeah, it's a pump shotgun, so let's go talk about that with the likes of the Black Gold collection. I was about to do Black Collection, because I'm an idiot, you see. 23 skins accepted, one of the most popular and successful collections. As you can see right here, some of the skins are doing quite alright. Some of the weapons, not so much. Yeah, the weapons unfortunately haven't done a very good job on retaining their value. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. But with what we could potentially see on the horizon, could we see any of those skins potentially rise up in price if this were to be accepted? I don't think so. I don't think a pump shotgun's going to magically cause all of that to go back up in price. But at the very least, if you like the design, if you're a fan of this, you could consider, you know, voting yes or no. Yeah, it's up to you. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame. It's very well built up and whatnot, but only the clothing and armour seems to be holding up its value, so... Oh well, it is what it is, so... Like I said, if you're a fan, consider voting, and with that, let's move on. Right, so what do we have here for the first double-barrel shotgun? It is a minigun double-barrel shotgun. So if you weren't fully well aware, it really does look like we're going to have the minigun actually added to Rust for the April 4 swipe. I think Flamethrower's also going to be ready as well. Because if you look at... let me just quickly show you. If we were to go to Rust Commits Face Punch... It'll probably be listed right now, so if we go take a look right here, and, oh, this is commit. Right, so make sure you go to Rust Reboot. There you go. Yep. So that we're only looking at the Rust things. And yes, so Mr. Patrick Mazzolo is producing the videos that you'd see in the main menu. Yeah, minigun. It's definitely coming. All right, so we're definitely getting the minigun. Is it a weapon that you get to use, or is it what the NPCs are going to be shooting you at you with? Sorry, I got that the wrong way around. Yeah, probably. Now, yeah, military flamethrower as well. So yeah, it looks like that's definitely going through. So yeah, it has to be in the game if they're going to be showcasing it in the media. So that's definitely happening. We're definitely getting a minigun, and that's why we have a nice little homage right here with the double-barrel shotgun. So, Mr. Fresh, let's see how this potentially turns out. If you're a fan of this, guys, if you think that looks pretty cool, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Fresh. And let's also close that real quickly. Right, Thundergold double-barrel shotgun. So yes, Mr. Fresh does have some competition. It's white, it's golden, it's ever so shiny. Get a good look at the Thundergold double-barrel shotgun, people. Now, if I were to show you the back, you've got the two little thunderbolts on the cute little batty design. Oh, it's like cufflinks. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Well, they're not actually... I'm just moving on. Move on. So, cool looking design. Do you like the Thundergold collection, and would you like to see more of it? Now, you never know. We might see the likes of the hoodie and pants appearing for the April 4 swipe. I still believe... Shut up. But for now, we can see that the skin creators are committing to it by adding more skins. Do you know what? I reckon they should probably do an EOKA skin. Because, you know, thunder. Okay, anyway, move on. So if you like what you see here, if you're a fan, by all means, please consider voting yes or no. And now, let's just quickly go ahead and take a look at the Thundergold collection. So, Thundergold, please. Yep. Now, Thundergold as a whole, I'd say it's doing perfectly fine. This is a collection that survived the Easter dip very nicely. Yes, you might sit there and say, oh, but Hedge, the boots are down by 14%. Is that it? Oh, the gloves are down by 5%. Is that it? The weapons are down by 9 and 4%. Is that it? So, you know, go look at every other SAR skin. Go look at every other AK skin. You might be surprised they're doing a whole lot worse off. If I were to look at these two skins, for example... Steam! Why? Why can't you just work for me? I use you every day. I appreciate you every day. Oh, thank you. Right. Okay, cool. So, only 52 on the market. $3. So, no, that's not actually below its rust or price. In fact, it might have just been a random straggler, which, of course, has now disappeared. That has actually done a very good job in maintaining and, what's the word to say? Retaining its value. I said maintaining its value. I'm an idiot, don't worry. So, over to here with the likes of the AK-47. That's also doing a very good job. It might be a little bit below its rust or price. Okay, there's these 6 and that's it. There's those 6 and that's it. Need to remind you, there's only 56 on the Steam market. On average, every single Rust skin on the Steam market has about 100 quantity. That is below average quantity. That is below average quantity. If we just see some more skins being accepted for the Thundergold collection, I can't help but assume these are going to be perfectly fine. Now, of course, we were very hopeful for the likes of the hoodie and pants. Easter got in the way. Fair enough. But are you still hopeful? Oh, are you still hopeful? Well, we shall see. But with the likes of more weapons being produced, I can't help but assume the support will still be there. And of course, guys, if the hoodie and pants are accepted, we'll just potentially see a version 3 or a version 4. They're not going to turn down the opportunity to print some wonderful money. Well, we shall see. But I do expect a lot more weapons to be produced and whatnot. So if you're a fan of this, as I said earlier, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. Right, let's go move on to the likes of SARS, and yes, we got even more collection continuations to talk about. And then this week, we don't actually have a ton of AK-47s, but they are collection continuations. And that'll be a wrap after that. So, first of all, we have the Invincible SAR, produced by the likes of Mr. Shedmon. Get a good look at this, it's nice, bright and yellow. Bit damaged though, as you can see, but that's... Oh, no, it was camouflaged. I was tricked. But why has it got yellow all over it? That's not good camouflage, is it? Unless, I don't know. I don't know. Why don't you cover it in paint? You're making it harder for yourself. No, I'm joking. But useful aim sight right there. Not only is it like the standard black, but you've got like these nice, pronounced, bright greenish lights. Well, they're not lights, but they appear to be lights. But you get the idea. It helps it stand out a little bit better. So for all environments, that's perfect. Those types of aim sights are very useful. So get a good look at this. Pretty nice, pretty cool. If you're a fan of that, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Shedmon. Okay, so let's get the ball rolling. This is another continuation produced by 1on-J and 34633. You might recall not too long ago we had the prototype AK-47. Looks like they ditched the numbers. So yes, what do we have here? It's a prototype SAR aimed down the sight. What do we see? It is a very useful looking SAR with a nice useful yellow aim sight. I'm pretty sure that'll be good for most environments. Not sure for the desert. It seems okay enough. Right, let's go back in the past and remind ourselves of that AK that came out not too long ago. How's that currently looking? Because it's the only skin in the collection, and it is already down by quite a significant amount. Oh, well, that's a problem. Yeah, so first of all, this would become a weapon-only collection, so instantly I'm a bit worried. And at the moment, that AK is currently listed at $1.29 when it was selling for $3. That's got me worried. And if you see the barter build-up, no one's really going for it. That's got me worried as well. So, overall, I'm not super enthusiastic for the likes of this collection, by default. If we keep seeing more skins being accepted with it, could it turn around and improve? Well, I mean, maybe we'll need to see the likes of some clothing and armour and whatnot. You can see I'm not exactly like super crazy. Sorry, but yeah, it's weapon-only collections. This is something that keeps happening quite a lot. Last year we did have the likes of Redemption and Chameleon, which stood out quite nicely, but over time it eventually lost its pizzazz, and well, they went down in the negative. So, regardless, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, 1on-J and 34633. And over to here, we got the Oil Spill SAR. So this recently, recently we had the MP5 to start off the Oil Spill collection, and that worked out very nicely. Did about 17,000 sales. I'm pretty sure everybody who bought it must be appreciating its wacky, cool-looking oil slick design. Look at all that. Ooh, all over the place. Well, for the aim sight, it's mostly pink. Good for every single environment. And yeah, get a go look at that. Come on. Come on. There you go. Whoa. That's a pretty cool-looking mood board. But in the night, during dusk, look at all that. Look at all that shine. Look, oh, it's beautiful. So, yes, what could we expect with the likes of that MP5 that was accepted not too long ago? Was it last week? Was it the week before? There you go. Right. At the moment, the MP5 is still holding up very nicely. Good for you. So let's go take a look at it properly. At the moment, only 20 on the Steam market. Very low quantity. Things could turn around very nicely for it. But I get the feeling... Okay, let's actually go see the sales real quickly. The actual sales are mostly around $2. Alright, fair enough. It's doing a very good job retaining its value. People are actually buying it for that price. So people appreciate the design. I can't help but assume we probably will be seeing that SAR skin potentially being accepted. It's got a lot of support behind it. So if you're a fan, if you like this, by all means, consider voting yes or no. But in terms of should I make an investment based on what we've seen in the past with the previous, with the MP5, I'm questioning it. Personally, I think we should just avoid it for now. Like, I don't see it being bad. It's just like the price never really went down. So if you were to buy one now, I don't really think... I've seen many MP5s recently come out and then go down in price as time goes on. But this would be a case of would see a collection building up. I think by default I'm just going to avoid it. It's not worth the risk, I'm saying. But if you like it, by all means, buy all the skins in the collection and show your support. Please consider voting yes or no. Once again, best of luck to you, Mr. Sadist. So let's move on. Next up, what do we have? The only LR300 skin of the week. This is the Aurora LR300. I said that in a very weird way. Well, don't worry, we'll just move on. Made by PYH. There you go. Now it's funny. Yep, go look at that. Light blue aim sight should be good for every single environment. Just don't shoot the water or the ocean and you're good. But yeah, cool looking design. I don't think we've had an LR300 for a while, so maybe this is perfect timing. Best of luck to you there, Mr. PYH. If you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. What do we have right here? Forward to the Past, produced by Mr. Delaroy. Get a good look at this. Cool looking design, not too crazy, fairly grounded, but hey, like I said earlier, not every single skin needs to be bright and colourful and insane. Sometimes you just need something a little bit more realistic in terms of what these guys on this island can actually achieve with their artistic abilities. So yes, oh no, that's a different skin. I thought there was a version 2. So if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Delaroy. Now we can look at this one. This is the AK-47 Tourist. So let's just move over to here. What do we see? Yeah. Alright, I've got to say something. This looks very similar to an AK-47 skin that's in Counter-Strike 2. Now, if it's an homage, that's perfectly fine, and looking at what I see here, it definitely looks like an homage, as in, whilst the idea isn't technically original, it's definitely produced with assets from the game, from like Rust, and completely like fine. I'm talking about the one from the baggage collection, you know what I'm talking about? What's it called? Jet Set? Yes. It's quite expensive. It's like $400 now, I think. Anyway, I don't think this would be $400, but at the very least, if you like the design, if you think it looks cute and you'd like to see something like that being accepted into the game, by all means, consider voting yes or no. And you, I know exactly where you get the idea from, but that's fine. You've made it from the ground up, so that's totally fine. Okay, next up, what do we have here? It's the Secret Wealth AK-47, produced by Decap. Let's get a good look at this. Right. What's going on? What's it all wrapped in? What's happened there? Did someone accidentally tape everything or whatnot? Or did you not fully, like, remove the wrapping? I don't know what's going on, but hey, do you like it? Are you a fan? Aim down the sight, where are we going? We don't have a name down the site. Well, I can't do much about that then, can I? No. Right, so if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Decap. Right, now we can move on to collection continuations. What do we have here? We have 2 versions of the Imperial AK-47. This is the one with, and this is the one without stock, as you can see right there. Cool looking design on the body of the AK. Very nice, very cool. And of course, it's a continuation of that Thompson skin we had accepted not too long ago. Do you remember this Thompson skin? Do you remember that guy that was buying these at $8 a piece? He requested 100 of these at $8 a piece when they first became marketable. Why did he do it? I have no idea. Look at the state of it now. Yeah, that didn't really work out very well, did it, buddy? Look at that. $8, 100 purchases, and then went down to nothing. What was the idea of that? I have no idea. Now, the real question that we need to discuss right now is, if we were to see the AK-47 being accepted, would that Thompson spike in demand, spike in price? I don't think so. Weapons only collection, you know what I mean. Well, a lot of people really wanted to sell theirs when that $8 buy order appeared. And I think a lot of people just threw theirs on the Steam market as soon as they could. And I can't help but assume that, well, maybe these will slowly disappear and it'll probably work out all right in the future. Like, that's a cool looking Thompson. I'm not going to say no. But I don't think the AK is going to have that much of an impact, I'm trying to point out. By all means, if you like the design, please consider voting yes or no. But in terms of, should I buy the Thompson? Yeah, I'll just leave it for now, to be honest. Again, it's not really worth the risk is the answer, I should say. So, if you like it, by all means, please vote yes or no, and let's move on. Best of luck to you, Mr. Eros. And what do we have right here? It's a continuation of the Apocalypse MP5 that we had not too long ago. Apocalypse Nomad. So, do we have that trend continuing with this AK? Yes, indeed. What do I mean? Look at the aim sight. Look what we see. It's nice and open. Actually, no. Hang on a minute. It was already open before. Idiot. Anyway, what do we have? So this is more reminiscent of what we've seen in the past with the likes of the MP5, and this one's a bit more like, you know, bit more transparency a little bit there. So, hey, did you like the MP5? Were you a fan? Because unfortunately that MP5 did go down in price, didn't it? So if we were to go to Apocalypse MP5, yeah, right, sorry. My brain couldn't remember how to spell I almost just said Apocalypse. Yeah, that's the state of me at the moment. Let's just go take a look at this on the Steam market. And what is it looking like right now? The answer is, yeah, it's gone down in price, unfortunately. 76 quantity on the Steam market, $1.42. This sold for $2.49. Look at all those listings. Very unfortunate. However, we did see an attempt for the likes of Hoodie and Pants, Apocalypse Nomad Hoodie and Pants. Easter happened. So what are you going to do? So that didn't hold up its value, but if we were to remind ourselves real quickly of the aim sight in this, yep, there you go. So that seems to be the trend that they'll be following from here and now. So yeah, we're probably going to get a whole bunch of weapons and tools potentially with the likes of this, maybe some more clothing and armor attempts. Maybe primitive will work best, guys. Maybe primitive. Maybe go for like some ponchos, some burlap, some hide. Maybe that might work best. If you can do something very reminiscent to the likes of the Nomad, if you could do something similar in terms of how the Nomad hazard suit is styled, maybe you could pull something off there that would work out very nicely for the set. So we shall see. We shall see. Regardless, if you are a fan of the AK, if you like what you see with what's being built here, please consider voting yes or no. But in terms of, is the MP5 perfectly fine to jump onto and try and see if it could be a nice investment? As of now, Weapon Only Collection, I think we might want to just stay back a bit and see what happens next, because I don't know if the Apocalypse Nomad hoodie and pants might be accepted for a full force wipe. Who knows? It could happen. I just can't really sit here and say I feel like it's definitely going to happen. So, yeah. Alright, cool. So, at the end of the day, if you like what you see, vote yes or no. Best luck to you too. And lastly, oh, I killed it. Yeah, it's back. Right, we have the Lost Element L96. Are you a fan of this? Do you like what you see? Did I accidentally look at this earlier without realising? I probably did. Oops. Never mind. Anyway, so cool looking design. Bit silly. Not exactly sure what these patterns are supposed to be reminiscent of. No description to explain. So if you like what you see here, if you are a fan, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Monomic Man. And that just so happened to be the last weapon skin, weapon and tool skin of the batch for this week. So out of all of these skins, which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon has a very good chance of potentially being accepted over the course of the next few weeks? I said that a little bit weird. My apologies. So you can quickly go ahead and comment and vote and whatnot. I'm going to take a real quick drink. And now I'm going to proceed to talk about all the clothing and armour. Sit back and relax, because we've got quite a lot to talk about. First of all, it's a crab. It's a crab. Look at him. He's a crabby guy. Look at him. So, with very creative usage of the transparency, we got ourselves a fun little boonie hat right here. This is produced by Mr. VHS Tonight. I don't know who that was. Basically, skin creators like to change their names all the time for some strange reason. I'm pretty sure this was someone we've seen a lot before. So, yeah, this isn't a brand new guy. This is someone we know. I just don't know who changed their name. So, are you a fan? Do you like crabs? Do you want to have a crab on your head? Oh wait, no, it's a head crab. Why don't you just call it a head crab? Anyway, if you're a fan of this, if you like what, actually no, that probably would get like DMCA maybe. No, well, I mean, like this is on Steam, so I'm pretty sure Valve would be okay with that. Whatever. Right, if you like crabs and if you want to have one on your head and run around and just call him Mr. Crabbo, well, please consider voting yes or no. And best of luck to you, Mr. VHS Tonight. So yeah, cool, creative, silly little boonie hat. Let's see what happens next. Well, what do we have right here? We have some very interesting looking primitive skins from a notable collection that wants to build itself up to an even bigger primitive collection. We have SkullForce with the likes of leather gloves and burlap shoes. So get a good look at all of that. That potentially could be a full collection that we end up with over the course of the next few weeks. Not too long ago, we saw the, well actually it was last week, we saw the submission of the burlap clothing, and now this week we've got leather gloves and boots. Now, not leather boots, they are burlap shoes. So I just want to point this out real quickly. Leather gloves have not been accepted for a very long time. Ever since we saw the release or the introduction of road sign gloves, they've kind of been omitted. Yeah, that's happened. Whilst you can still make leather glove skins, yeah, people just don't really bother anymore. There have been attempts, but unfortunately, there hasn't been an acceptance for about 3 years now. So, what's the likelihood that we do see the likes of these gloves and shoes being accepted? Well, I am reminded of last year when we had the Arctic protection, so if we could just go bring that up real quickly. We saw the likes of the burlap shoes being accepted, didn't we? And right now they're doing okay. Not insane, but they're doing okay. All of this collection has been doing very nicely over the past year or so. A nice full set, perfectly fine for the early stages of you roaming around in the snowy areas and whatnot. Maybe regardless at any time, But anyway, That worked out nicely, but I should point out, we don't get that many burlap shoes being accepted, and as I've already pointed out, we don't get many leather gloves accepted anymore, so things are looking a little bit awkward in that regard, but hey, it's not like we haven't randomly seen some items surprisingly getting skins somewhat recently, like, you know, just around Christmas time we got a halter neck and a skirt being accepted, and that was like the first in about 6 years, so that's nice. Maybe we will see the likes of leather gloves being accepted again. Oh, and of course, you know, the hammer skin, first one to be accepted in 2 years, so we shall see, we shall see. Now we need to talk about the likes of what will happen with the likes of the SkullForce skins that already exist. So, we do have weapons, but I'm going to talk more specifically in regards to the recent Poncho and Bandana. These sold quite a lot. They are kind of struggling at the moment, but this isn't too surprising. We had Easter Rush stores, and when people don't instantly see skins being continued for a collection, they get a bit annoyed, and then they start unloading their stock on the Steam market. This is fairly normal, don't be surprised. But I want to point out real quickly is the Poncho surprisingly has a low quantity. I know the Bandana has quite a fair bit more, about 84, which is okay, but that only has 26. What's going on? Well, what I can point out and sit here and say, you know the guy I brought up earlier who had an $8 buy order for the Imperial Thompson? He was also buying these for $3 a piece as well. For some strange reason, I don't know. He bought like 50. Anyway, so initially that did very nicely, but then of course that barter disappeared and it went down afterwards. However, only 26. This did not too crazy in terms of its sales. Let's just remind myself. It did 16,000 almost. That's tame. Yeah, well, for a Poncho that's quite a fair bit. But anyway, back over to here. I can't help but assume if we see the likes of these shoes and these gloves being accepted, yes, with primitive skins, if you see brand new primitive skins being accepted, you should expect the pre-existing skins to spike in demand, spike in price, exactly like what would see the likes of the core pieces, hoodie pants, tier 2 and tier 3. But I would say the shirt and the pants would probably be a lot better, but these are still going to be perfectly fine. So we'll just have to wait and see with what happens next. But if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this and you want to see more of the SkullForce collection, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sean McInerney Spectre. And yes, you definitely want to consider your options now. If you feel confident that we will be seeing any of these primitive skins being accepted over the course of potentially the next few weeks, you might want to give these a good look. They're cheap now. Will they be cheap forever? Well, depends on what the answer is in regards to whether these get accepted. And yes, that means I would consider looking at these as a nice investment. It's up to you now. Right, so moving on, what do we have? We have a whole bunch of ponchos and, skins that accompany them. And then we have another continuation to talk about. Oh, what's that down over there? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. First of all, it's the Sticky Poncho, produced by Mr. Chilak. Get a good look at this. Once you put it on, can you take it off? It's also sticky. Oh no. So yes, if you like this, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Chillag. Next up, what do we see? It's the Dark Knight set. So Mr. Robstar recently has been trying to set up and build up like a chainmail style primitive collection. Now this has kind of come out around the time Easter, first appeared and whatnot. So bit awkward in terms of the timing, but it's slowly building up to being a pretty interesting looking set overall. Look at all of that. So back over to here, look at this. Can we get like a full image showcasing his full body? That would be, there you go. I mean, from the front, and lighting, that might be it. Okay, there you go. Yep, that I have to do. So yeah, what do you reckon? Do you reckon it looks cool? Do you reckon it looks silly? Do you reckon it looks goofy? Or do you reckon it looks as good as it's going to get? Personally, I lean more towards it's as good as it's going to probably get, which isn't terrible. It's just it's a bit it's a bit goofy, but hey, it's a primitive collection. So regardless, if you were to see any of those other skins being accepted and then these come out afterwards, that'd be nice, but that is not a collection that's had any acceptances yet. So if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Robstar. Next up, yep, that's it. That is a weird set produced by Demon. I get the idea. It's a bit straightforward, isn't it? And that's me probably saying it a bit nice. So, yep, if you like green or pink, please consider voting yes or no. Yep, cool. What about white? So, yeah, comics collection. We saw another attempt for that with the likes of the jacket version 2 last week, but this is the first time we're seeing comics, bandana and poncho. Yes, gentlemen, think about it. primitive white skins. Oh, yes. So, what do you reckon? Does it blend in quite nicely with the snow? Imagine this, if you weren't so close and he was further away instead, maybe it would fare better in terms of camouflage. Comics is okay in the snow, don't worry, shut up. But yeah, could we end up seeing the likes of some primitive comic skins, and what would happen with the likes of the pre-existing comic skins? So let's go take a look at them. Comics, please, because it's a bit awkward in terms of we've got quite a lot of weapons, a couple deployables, but like not all of the core pieces. We've got hoodie and pants, we've got boots and gloves, but that's it. That's it. But would the likes of a bandana and a poncho be perfectly fine? Probably, maybe. We shall see. But I don't really think it's going to cause these to spike in price. However, I have seen instances where things like this have happened before. What was it? I can't fully remember. I think it was Tempered Collection, funnily enough. Yeah, Tempered Collection had its poncho and bandana accepted, and the hoodie and pants went up in price, which took me by surprise. Well, maybe the same thing could happen here. Keep an eye on it. I'm not 100% sure if that's a good idea to jump in, but I've given you the information. What you do with that is up to you. But I lean more towards the hoodie and pants in that regard, so if you like what you see, if you're a fan of this, consider voting yes or no. The choice is up to you. So best of luck to you, Legacy, and please consider voting yes or no. Alright, cool. Alright, now we got some hoodie and pants. And then a jacket. What's that? Oh, gotta move on, sorry. White core hoodie and pants, produced by SkullForce. Looks like it's a... it looks grey to me from there, but then it looks white here. Yeah, you probably want to improve your lighting if you're taking pictures like that. Just being honest, SkullForce, I'm sorry. It's a bit conflicting. With your thumbnail image, it looks grey. With what I see here, it looks white. And if you could get even better lighting to properly show that, like, is that how it actually looks? It's awkward. Sorry, but yeah, I can't like fully be sure. Is that exactly how it looks? I don't know. So if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. SkullForce, and yeah, let's see what happens next. Let's just close that. Right, 90s kids, don't you remember this? Ha ha. Yeah, so 90s tracksuit with the very bright pink and purpley pink and bright blue, produced by NFN. Yeah, it don't get sillier than that. Early 90s was very colourful with everything had to be a rap song. And no, not like a rap song, a goofy style rap song. So everything. You get the colourful suits like this and they jump around in kids shows and whatnot. It was a strange time, children. Be lucky that you're born now, because if you're born then you'll probably ruin it for us. Anyway, moving on. If you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, NFN. I like the idea. I think it's goofy. Let's see what happens next though. Right, Scientist hoodie and pants, a bright, nice and cool looking blue set. We don't actually have many blue collections, do we? You've got Skull Killer and that's basically it. Now I know there are some older skins, the hoodie, I can't remember what it's called. If I were to look for it now I'd find it, but it's fine. But basically, we don't have many blue sets. I'm pretty sure you can agree with that. We've got Azul, that's another one, that's it. Okay, cool. So, it's not like you need blue for a camouflage of any sort. But regardless, do you like what you see here? Are you a fan? Do you reckon that could look pretty nice with some other clothing and armour? I'm talking like armour pieces and whatnot. And hey, if this were to be accepted, maybe it might be the beginning of a brand new blue collection. Keep an eye out. But for now, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Little Ranger. And what do we have right here, gentlemen? Oh, what do we have right here? It's return of the Legacy Kevlar. We have the Legacy Kevlar jacket. Someone came up to me and said he got word through TDG that this is stopped now. I don't know what the confirmation on that is, but the skin's here, and if it don't get accepted from here now, that probably is a clear enough answer, isn't it? But every force wipe for the past 2 months, well, I mean, actually no, 3 months. We've seen a Legacy Kevlar skin being accepted. April Force Wipe is next week. What do you reckon? Do you reckon everything's lining up perfectly for that jacket skin to potentially being accepted? Or do you reckon it actually is the end? Now, would a jacket have a nice positive outcome for the likes of the other skins in the Legacy Kevlar collection? I would believe so, yes. We've seen it happen before. We saw it with the likes of the Black Gold collection not too long ago. So let's go take a quick look at Legacy Kevlar. How's that currently holding up in regards to the Easter dip? And the answer is So all the things that didn't sell too much are doing okay, and all the things that sold a little bit too much aren't doing very okay. So these tier 2 pieces here, they only did about 25,000 sales. Perfectly fine. The boots and the gloves, which very recently came out, they did slightly more sales. That's totally fine. And the kilt, well, the kilt came out, you know, in between the likes of the tier 3 and the hoodie and pants, and it very noticeably sold significantly less compared to them. That's doing totally fine as well. It was doing better, I should point out, but it's not exactly, what's the word to say, doomed. It's still retaining its price. I think we're actually past the worst of it in terms of could it go any lower. It is still trending downwards though, that's the thing. So the lowest point was here, but then the boots and gloves got accepted, so it jumped back up again, but it's been trending downwards. But if we were to see the likes of a jacket skin being accepted, I wonder what might happen. Yes, you might see it go back up again. Would it go insanely up in price? I doubt it. Why? Look how much quantity we have here. However, I will point this out. I've seen it so much worse with quantity, with up to 50, 100 and whatnot. You got a 25, then a 20, which isn't doing it favours, but after that, it's not too bad. It could rise back up again. And I should also just clarify, you got like, well, if you had all of that up there, about 300 of the stock above $4. So will the summertime help this out and improve everything for it? We shall see, we shall see. But at the end of the day, if you're going to sit here and question Hedge, if we see this jacket being accepted, which you can see right here, all nice and matte black, it's not very shiny, there you go. Looks really large in him, that's the funny thing, I want to bring that up. It makes him look really bulky. Yes, I would expect the likes of the hoodie and pants, the kilt, I just expect a positive outcome, let's just go with that. Okay, so with what we have here, please consider voting yes or no if you happen to like it. Best of luck to you two gentlemen, and let's see if we do see more Legacy Kevlar, and if we do, what happens next. We're going to get deployables, weapons and tools. Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Right, moving on, what do we see here? We got some boots. We got boots, Western booties. Look at them. Oh god, yeah, look at that. Whoa, boots. We got boots, Western boots to be precise. Do you like boots? Well, please consider. Please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Venn. I'm not kidding. They are very cool looking boots. Like, really nice. Shouldn't it have come with something else? I don't know, it's like some gloves or something? It's up to you. You probably put a lot of effort into it. Which, again, I do point out, they are cool looking boots. Boots! So, yes. Best of luck to you, Mr. Venn. Let's see what happens next. But, yeah, like, was the rest of the Western set? Give us a cool looking shirt or something. Couldn't hurt. Give it a shot. So, yeah, moving on. What do we have here? We've got collection continuations. We got tier... Actually, no, I only need to, like, take one image. Right. You probably noticed that every single tier 2 skin we have here is a continuation. So, let's go through all of them. Do you remember the pizza collection? Do you like pizza? Everybody loves pizza. Yeah. Pizza collection never got its tier 2, unfortunately. Now, we were very 50-50 looking at this set as it rolled out last year. Started off as a primitive set, rolled into the likes of the core pieces, but it never got the tier 2. That was very unfortunate. So let's just quickly hop over to here and remind ourselves of how good pizza looks. Oh, yes. I love good pizza. Come on, load up. All right, cool. Here we go. So it started off with the likes of a furnace. Then we got the primitive skins, and we got the first hide skins to be accepted after about 5 years. That was nice, that was cool. But, yeah, it's seen better days. It has seen better days. Now, you're going to probably sit here and say, that looks doomed. If we got tier 2, surely it wouldn't matter. No, you would still see a spike in demand, spike in price. Yeah, core piece, don't matter. It's happened many times in the past with worse collections in terms of how they are performing at the time. This right here... I reckon it would still work out quite nicely. The pizza hoodie and pants have actually done a very good job in retaining their value. They're only down by 10% each during the Easter dip, so that's not too bad. And when you look at the amount of quantity we see on the Steam market, we've only got 57. So, yeah, a few sales, probably back up to $1. And if you were to see a new core piece being accepted, well, I'm pretty sure it could go even higher. So, we'll have to wait and see. But I do expect the likes of Tier 2 to have a very positive impact, more specifically on the core pieces, but potentially overall. So, what do you reckon? Are you a fan? Do you like pizza? Do you like olives? Maybe the olives are where it went wrong. Maybe. Not everybody likes olives. Maybe mushrooms as well. I know. What's your favourite pizza? Feel free to comment below. So, best of luck to you, Mr. Himmick, and of course, Mr. Lysane. We shall wait and see what happens next. But if you like it, please consider voting yes or no. Let's move on. What do we have here? It is the Camouflage Net Tier 2. Bit awkward with its timing. Why is that? Well, you'll find out in a second when we look at the next skin. But yeah, this was made last year when we were looking at the likes of the Camouflage Net collection slowly building up. So Camouflage, I believe this is the same collection with the rug skin. Yeah, it is. Yep, there you go. Rug skins, doors. But hang on a minute. We never got any armour pieces accepted. Now, there was a Tier 2 set produced towards the very end of 2022. Oh, there you go. And, of course, we had some primitive skins being produced, but they weren't accepted, unfortunately. Well, a version 2 has been put out. Like I said, pretty awkward timing. We shall talk about that in a second. But if this were to be accepted, would it have a positive impact on all of these? Maybe. I mean, it would lean into the idea that Face Punch would be willing to accept more of these skins. And let me remind you, we never got the Desert Sheet Metal Door. So Face Punch, if you watch this, you got something to add for complete the sets. Where's the Desert Door? Huh? We never got the Desert Door. Come on now, it's not. You're separating it. He's all alone. He's sad. Anyway, so in regards to this, I don't really know. It would be nice regardless. A full green set. That'd look pretty sweet. Imagine that, having a green collection, getting skins. We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah. Hey, at the end of the day, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you, Mr. Mishka. But we do have to question, is it going to be a perfectly fine investment to jump onto these? I mean, these are already kind of pricey, so I probably won't bother with that. And with this door here, and this garage door more specifically, I mean, you could. They've slowly been rising up in price. They go up and down, up and down. It's a bit awkward. Like, they do okay. It's just... Steam. Come on now, don't do this all the time. I'm trying to help people with this stupid video. Right, here we go. Right, so this does keep going up and down. Here go up, and here go down, here go up, here go down, here go down. I reckon it could have a bit of a positive impact. We shall see what happens next, so... Cool, let's move on. I wonder what I was implying. I wonder what I was talking about when I was talking about the likes of the Camouflage Net. I'm talking about Flashbacks. So Flashbacks very recently got its hoodie and pants accepted, and very recently we saw Tier 3 being submitted. This is an active collection, so it just kind of surprises me that we got the Camouflage Net randomly popping up. Well, what do we have right here? It's Tier 2 for Flashbacks. So I know a lot of us were very optimistic for the idea of potentially seeing Tier 3. It didn't happen. But we did have Easter in the way. And I still... I'm leaning to the idea that we potentially could see Flashbacks Tier 3 for April Force White. It's not something I'm fully behind, but I can't rule it out. Easter appeared and it got in the way, and normally this would imply that everything that was submitted before that would roll over afterwards. But we've had tons of skins being submitted during the Easter, time off, which people were supposed to have a time off for. I mentioned that earlier, didn't I, at the very beginning? I don't know, but regardless, you got Tier 2 here now. Either way, for those hoodie and pants that were submitted not too long ago, so if we go over to here, yep. Tier 2, Tier 3, don't matter. This was... it's actually already gone up in price. People have already made anticipation purchases. Yep, okay, right. So people have already attacked. People have already jumped in. People have acknowledged that Tier 2 was submitted. So, yep, I can see that. Yep, okay. Very recently, the prices for these were going down. At one point, they went back down to their Rust Store price. But, that was Easter dip. It is what it is. If you were to go down to... Yeah, look at that. Show liquidity. Yeah, okay. So, it's been rising back up again, and it's gone up even further today because people have seen this exists. All right? So if you're thinking, Hedge, should I go and make an investment? I think you're too late. I think you're too late. It's unfortunate. If you realise that prices were going down but weren't always going to keep going down, if you attacked around here in the middle of March and bought these hoodie and pants around here for the price they sold from the Rust Store, you would have walked away with a bit of profit already. From here to here, well, actually, with what it's currently at, let's just quick go to here. Yeah, all right. You probably would have made about $1 already. And I'm not joking. You would have made $1 already. And if we see that Tier 2 being accepted... Guys, look. So as long as Forest Raiders remains being this expensive, How expensive is the full set right now? Well, it's probably still over $200. The answer is, yep. The hoodie and pants are still like $40. Yep. That's the... so overall, I can't help but assume flashbacks will only keep rising up in price as time goes on. Maybe not insanely initially, but gradually, little by little, bit by bit, up. But if we see continuations, yes, those hoodie and pants are going to climb. They're going to rise. They're going to be very profitable. And just the inkling of the idea of seeing Tier 2 being accepted on the horizon has got a lot of people already jumping in and buying these out. So earlier today, well, I'd say 24 hours ago, this was sitting here about $1.70. Now it's sitting here at $2.44. So people have already cleaned it all out. We'll have to wait and see what happens over the course of the next few weeks. So, yes, this is looking to be a very good investment if everything turns out all right. But for a long-term investment, yeah, I expect it to still just keep rising up in price. Forest Raiders hoodie and pants, the pair of that's $40. That right there, well, at the moment, it's $5. You did miss out on picking these up before the announcement of Tier 2, but hey, it probably still is okay to jump onto. Look at the third-party sites as well. Don't forget about that. So, with that, I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. Maybe I'm a little bit coping. Too much coping. Right, let's move on. What do we have over here? Tier 3 armor. Let's go through all of these. Alright, we do have interesting continuations to talk about. Yes, we do. And it'll be a wrap after that. Pyro Man Tier 3, produced by Mr. Igor. Get a good look at this. Yes. Looking very nice. Looking very pretty. Yep, he loves fire. He approves of it. He's going to burn down your house with a smile on his face. So, if you approve of Pyro Man, you might want to consider voting yes or no. I like the little thing here. It's on his back, yeah. Here's the Pyro. Oh, wait, actually, do you reckon that'd be allowed if you could just basically make the Pyro from Tier 2? I mean, it's kind of the same idea and thing. Regardless, if you like what you see, please consider voting yes or no. Igor, this is actually a really funny idea, so best of luck to you, sir. Next up, what do we have here? It's the Gangster Tier 3, produced by JJ and Nui. I'm pretty sure that is I Am Nui, but he's changed his name slightly. Look at those eyes. The eyes with the face mask, it really does stand out. Initially, I thought those were real eyes there. It's weird how it makes them stand out so much more. Huh. Well, are you a fan of that? Do you like it? Role players, would you approve? Is this something you'd like to see being accepted into Rust? Feel free to go ahead and consider voting yes or no. So yeah, if you're a fan of that, it's up to you what you do. And with that, let's proceed to the final skins that we must show off. And what do we have here? Inflatable Tier 3. Yes, we have Inflatable continuing with armor and clothing now. So let's go get a quick look at this. Here we are. Right, so we've had weapons and tools only so far. And at the moment, that hasn't really worked out very well. Yes, you might sit and say, but Hedge, what about the stone tools? It's another situation in regards to everyone who bought this is not listing it below a certain point. So right here, no one's going below $2.50 at the moment. But it will happen eventually. If you look at the actual sales, how low are they going? You can see a few of them have actually sold at $2. Actually, fair enough, that has gone up. But then when you go over to here, some people just got impatient and sold to the highest buy order. I don't think this is actually going to hold. I can't help but assume it's going to gradually go down in price. Or maybe it's the beginning of a pump. No. It's just come out. Hardly any of these sold. You got to remember this. Hardly any of these sold. So it's just a few people who happen to want to be selling theirs, but they don't want to sell it below a certain point. So yeah. Tier 3. If this were to be accepted, would it have a nice impact on all of these? Maybe. I'm not super optimistic, but they're already so far down, these ones at the very least. I can't imagine they can climb up very nicely. And looking at this, it's more of a gimmick rather than a skin. What do I mean? Well, do you remember the likes of like, what was it called? Low poly, you know? If you were quite a far away, you know, if you're a distance away and you look down and saw this guy, you probably wouldn't even notice that's the skin. If you're up close, you'd notice, but yeah. So, is that what people really want? I just hit my hand. Ow, stupid fan. Yeah, it's a bit questionable is all I'm saying. Well, I mean, by all means, if you like what you see here, please consider voting yes or no. But, I don't know. I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference. I can't help but assume this is going to end up like low poly. like I said, which unfortunately, no, not low poly, okay, low space poly. Sorry, there you go. Look at all of that. Yeah. And I will follow that up with JPEG as well. JPEG was another gimmick style set. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's just, yeah, it didn't really hold up very well, did it? Nope. So, yeah, I can't help but assume that'll be its future. So, yeah, I don't really want to invest in the other skins. But by all means, if you like the set, if you think it looks goofy and silly and you'd like to see more of it, please consider voting yes or no. Best of luck to you too. And now it's for the final skins of the batch. Gentlemen, Chameleon is now dabbling into clothing and armour. I thought we'll get into Deployables next, but don't worry. Regardless, it's still interesting. It's still very interesting. For now, we get to become the holographic men. Oh, yes, indeed. Look at that cool-looking design there. So let's just remind all of you, Mr. Milho Frito also made the likes of the Tempered Collection, and that worked out very nicely. That was also very shiny. Mostly purple, that one, but this one also has nice holographic green. And look at the state of that. So, yes. I like the face. He's like... So, yes. We're just missing a tail. Oh, wow, look at that. So, yeah, I guess it's shaped like a chameleon's mouth, I guess you could say. Do you like that? Am I going to be a Power Ranger? That's fine, actually. I'm fine with that. I'm cool. But yeah, that looks nice. That looks cool. But is that what you want out of an armour and clothing set? Shine. Sheen. Is it something you approve of? It doesn't glow in the dark. I should point that out. But it is shiny. But do you like it? Do you reckon it looks cool? And could you see that potentially building up into a full collection? Yes, I personally can, because I've seen him do it many times in the past. Milho Frito's been around since like 2015, making skins non-stop. And he's been quite successful, I should point out. So, what do you reckon? Are you approving of that? Could we see the likes of all those weapons and tools going up in price? Actually, we don't have tools. Milho, put that down. You know, you need to do that as well. Where's my hammer? I mean, and the hatchet, and the pickaxe. So, Chameleon. There you go. Let's go take a look at this. And now you have to question, will these rise up in price? So last year, these were doing perfectly fine. As in, this was actually one of the weapon-only collections that was actually in the positive. But as time has gone on, it slowly starts to go down. All skins in general, Rust, across the board in Rust, all skins have gone down. It's been quite unfortunate. Easter Dip has not been kind to this. But when we get to the summertime, could everything work out so much better? And with what we have here, I can't help but assume that this could be the beginning of where everything turns around and starts moving back into the positive. Now, there are some certain problems with regards to, well, some of these skins, like Chameleon AK-47. The state of this is a little bit awkward. It's got quite a lot of listings. And didn't this come out during the summer sale last year? No, this was, no, it's just down bad. It's Redemption AK, that was the one I was thinking of. So, yeah, it's not doing super great in terms of its buy orders, but like I said, would the armour complement it well? Would it look quite nice? I think it would. You know, becoming fully holographic and shiny. Maybe some people approve of it. Maybe not everyone. But I can't help but assume it would have a positive impact on these weapons. Now, the likes of the custom SMG, the LR300, I think they're still buggered in regards to, well, gun demand. You know, how often are you using a custom SMG? How often are you using an LR300? You get the idea there. You understand. Where's the justification behind the skin? You get that. But some of these other skins that are like down 10%, 16, 20, I think those are the ones that could turn around a lot nicer and, of course, be used with the likes of this. I'm optimistic for it, is what I'll say. I've seen Milho produce many collections, and I'm not surprised if he'll produce another one with the likes of this, and it will flourish. So that means I do expect Tier 2, hoodie and pants, you name it, all of that eventually down the line. Where's the door? It's supposed to produce a door. But anyway, I do expect Deployables as well. That's what I'm implying. So if you like what you see, if you're a fan, please consider voting yes or no. And with what I've talked about in regards to the collection that already exists, yes, I do believe we'll see some of those Chameleon weapon skins going up in price quite nicely, not only when we see the likes of the Tier 3 armour appearing, but as we slowly move towards the likes of the summertime. And that is the final skin out of all the clothing and armour, and that just so happens to be the final skin of the entire batch. So, out of all the clothing and armour, people, which one was your favourite? Which one do you reckon has a genuine good chance in potentially being accepted in an upcoming Rust store? And across the board, with all of the skins for today's video, which one was your standout favourite? Which one was the skin that you genuinely think 100% will be accepted in the Rust store? I've basically said the same thing there. Well, that's just Hedge being strange and silly. I'm out of breath. So, yeah, quite a lot of interesting skins to discuss today, and quite a lot of very interesting things to look forward to in terms of potential investments. True, yeah. I don't know how everything's going to turn out, especially with the next Rust store. I kind of lean more towards, I think we're just going to have a second week of Easter. Maybe it might be a hybrid, you know, because I have to say this. These haven't sold very well. And that means Face Punch didn't make that much money. And that's serious. Who knows? But yeah, they've only done about... Is that it? $54,000? Oh, let me just show you, like, March 7th, for example, a Force Wipe. They did 5 times that much. Yes, there's still a couple more days for this. I don't imagine we're going to go that much higher. Also, I should point out, this only had, like, 8 skins. Yeah. Oh, dear. So, the top-selling skin only has 12,800 subscribers. Yeah, that's a bit awkward, isn't it? Just a bit. No, cool. So... yeah, it is what it is. I'm sorry to say, but I have no clear idea. Could we see more Easter skins? I think we will. We did last year. We had 2 weeks last year, but we'll find out. Because I feel bad for the people that made the deployables. Like I said, 80 different deployable skins produced for Easter. But if this is the early Easter Rust store, that means only 2 of them were accepted. I think there'll be some very upset people, that's all I'm saying. Right, anyway, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget, keep an eye on the commits. We've basically been screaming about that for so long. April Force Wipe is looking to be very interesting. I am not only in terms of the potential skins, but in terms of all the potential updates. You've got Harbour, you potentially got, well, we know we're getting Minigun and the Military Flamethrower, and we're also potentially getting that Retro TC skin. The first tool cupboard skin to be accepted into Rust. Sounds like it's going to be a DLC, so we'll see what happens there. And I think there are a few more other things. I don't think Bike's going to be ready in time, though. So we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely day. Keep an eye on the workshop, and we'll see what appears next. Once again, see ya. Goodbye.